That is George Eliot there with a powerful Thursday motivation. It's never too late to be what you might have been. It means start now. Start already. You're welcome to the conversation showing on your digital first Pan-African News Network. I am Merciful Ajinamoni, reaching you from Nigeria's federal capital city, Abuja. Before we bring you the crux of the conversation this time, let me take you through what happened in Africa in the last 24 hours. And we begin from Senegal, where a draft bill that sought to toughen already severe laws against same-sex relations in Senegal was stopped from passing to parliamentary vote by lawmakers on Tuesday. After being deported from Saudi Arabia, thousands of ethnic Tigrayans have been arrested in Ethiopia, suffering cruelty from guards and appalling conditions in both nations, Human Rights Watch said on Wednesday. For disturbing suits to colleges during a contentious debate, Kenyan Member of Parliament Fatuma Gedi was on Wednesday suspended from Parliament for 1 day for breaking House rules on conduct by distributing foodstuff in Parliament. And that's it on development across Africa. And I will bring you COVID-19 update, and after that, we'll bring you the big story. Yes, it is conversation showing on your digital first Pan-African News Network. Don't forget, you can be a part of our social media community. How do you do that? Be a part of our community by following us across all our social media platforms. That is at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That is at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. As the conversation big story right now, and our focus this time is matters arising. President Buhari's position on Nnamdi Kanu's release. Before we talk to one of our correspondents from Osun State, let's watch a very short clip. We spoke to Dr. Ernest Ereke, who gave us his 2 cents on the issue.
Well, I think my personal opinion is that the Nigerian state created Nnamdi Kanu and the situation that we have found ourselves in. The state equally created Sunday Igboho in the southwest, and some other secessionist groups across leaders across the country, and including agitations across the country. These are creations of the Nigerian state, and if we say these are creations of the Nigerian state, we are referring to the political system in the country and the way the political situation in the country has been handled. And so these are creations of politics, and therefore the country is beginning to battle with these crises. And sometimes situations like these may not be administratively and legally handled. And that is why people have advised the state that you should begin to explore alternative means of resolving, these issues. You should begin to explore political means, because these are political creations, political crises created by the Nigerian state. And therefore, one of the best ways to resolve it is not all about the legal issues, but it is about addressing the basic issues, the basic factors that have led to this crisis. And that will require political mechanisms, to resolve them. And so you can win the legal battle, but the crisis will continue to fester. And that is why it is important that in trying to resolve this, you consider you explore political options. And these political options are varied. People have called for restructure the country. People have called for political inclusion and accommodation. People have called for equity. people have called for inclusion generally. Let us feel that we are part of this union. And so measures have to be taken, political steps have to be taken, in addressing all of these issues. Like some will say, you can win the war, but will you win the peace? So winning the war is different from winning the peace. Yes, you can roll out military might, to win the war, but will you win the peace at the end of the day? And for me, I think the most important thing at this point in the country is to begin to reintegrate, begin to reconcile, begin to rebuild broken national bonds and broken national trust, and begin to bring everybody into the fold of the Nigerian state, and let everybody begin to feel that yes, indeed, we are part of this political union called Nigeria. And that is why people have called for political resolution to the crisis. And we have seen it happen across the world. We have seen it happen in Nigeria. We saw when the Niger Delta militants rightly felt that their part of the country has been deprived of the benefits of what they give to the country. And therefore, they took, to militant means after exploring, peaceful means, to bring their plight to the attention of the Nigerian state, and that failed. And therefore, they were pushed to the wall, and they took to militant means, to bring to the attention of Nigerians, to the attention of the Nigerian state and the international community of their deprivation, of their plight, of the destruction of the environment in the Niger Delta, whereas they produce, what sustains the country. And yes, we rolled out military tanks, we rolled out our armed forces against the militants, but that did not resolve the issue until we began to explore the political means of granting amnesty, to these militants, and equally began to address the issues, that they raised. For instance, we created the Ministry of the Niger Delta under the administration of President Yar'Adua, who also started the amnesty program. And these addressed, to a very large extent, the tension in the Niger Delta, and restored some level of stability and peace, which also led to improvement in the Nigerian economy. And we have also seen it happen in other parts of the world. And so political means is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is a sign, it is to show that we really want to resolve this crisis. We don't just want to win the war, but we want to win the peace.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
And now we have Comrade Wahid Saka, an analyst on the show now. Comrade, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Compliment of the season to all Nigerians.
And you too, sir. And you too, sir. Thank you. So we do know of what's happening right now and the conversations that has been on the internet since the last time President Muhammadu Buhari spoke. What is your reaction on his stand on Nnamdi Kanu's release?
The issue is in twofold. We must commend Mr. President for saying that he's not going to interfere on the judicial process. That is highly commendable. And we need him to actually back it up with his body language. And the second part is, it is insulting for the president to trivialize the issue around Nnamdi Kanu on the altar of insult to the government of the federation. There are core issues around Nnamdi Kanu self-determination interest. The issue of foul language, the issue of incitement, and the issue of violent rhetorics that Nnamdi Kanu continued to exhibit across the world was a strong call of concern for unity of the federation. However, what is important is that no nation can continue to keep suspects indefinitely in the custody of security men. The issue that the Ndigbo are pushing for is equally tenable to some extent, because there is no issue that have no political solution. Therefore, they are pushing for political solution to the crisis around the arrest and detention of Nnamdi Kanu is tenable. But we must not sacrifice justice on the altar of political solution. We must seek justice not only for the people of this country, but equally for Nnamdi Kanu too. And that is why I started by commending the president on allowing the judiciary to expedite process on the trial of Nnamdi Kanu. But if you think that the nation can continue to suppress the issue of self-determination when our federating unit is questionable at every here and turns, we are joking with this nation. The reality of the moment is that our unity is questionable, our federation is questionable, and our government is trivializing every issue. It's highly insulting. You can suppress Nnamdi Kanu, you can even jail him, but that will not erode the core issue of self-determination of people in Igbo land and equally some of them in Yoruba land. If we continue to treat people as second-class citizens in their country, the issue of self-determination crisis will continue to rise and rise. You can stop an Nnamdi Kanu, you can stop a Sunday Igboho, but you cannot stop an idea that you are fostering on the people every day. The idea that they are second-class citizens in their country is an idea that can never be suppressed by any government. Whatever the president said last night, and what he has been saying, even on the issue of grazing reserve, those are issues that engineer the issue of self-determination.
All right.
So as far as I am concerned, I was not surprised when I was listening to the president. The president was just being true to type.
All right, thank you so much.
But if this country must move forward, we need a new direction to approach of our federation.
All right, thank you so much, comrade, for that short but straight to the point opinion on the issue. We really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned to the conversation. Don't forget, you can be a part of our community by following us across all our social media platforms at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you again for joining us on the conversation. My name is Merciful Ajinomo. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.